Hello, y'all. How are y'all doing? I'm so tired, not wired. I need some caffeine. Ugh. I feel seen. Well, because I'm streaming. Of course I feel seen. Hello, y'all. How are y'all doing? When did I get so tall? That's better. Hello, mother. Dimitriescu. I can't read. How are y'all doing? How are y'all doing? Can y'all hear me okay? Does the audio sound good? We had some technical issues yesterday, so I'm trying to make sure everything's still good. How's the snow where you at? Snow's a myth. Y'all, we've been over this so many times now. Snow ain't real. You get my feel? Now deal. Stop it. Oh my god. Oh, loud and clear. It's good on my end. That's great. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Anyway, story. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm the one that slept 4 hours last night. Or actually, this morning. Oh my god, Desert Goat, how are you doing? What WG says, I finished the Twitch stream. Everyone's streaming lately on Twitch. I noticed that. Kind of feels like the furry community left YouTube. I don't know what happened. I mean, I do, but y'all ain't ready to hear that story. Hi, Journey. Thank you so much for the resub. 8 months. 8 months in the... Trying to adjust my thing. 8 months in the Spud Squad. How are you doing? 8 months in the YouTube squad, I should say. Howdy, Stormi. It's been 8 months. Yes, it has. Let me guess. You're gonna talk about cons. I'm gonna pretend that I'm right. Let me see what you said. I'm so excited for my convention I knew it! I knew it! I'm so excited for convention season. I'm very ready to make more furry friends soon. I'm ready for you to make more furry friends too, dear. I'm getting invited to a lot of cons lately, and I'm like, I need to grow a magical money tree for all the cons I'm being asked to go to. Journey, thank you so much for the resub. I hope you're doing well. And what cons are you going to again? I totally forgot. I know TFF was one of them. Stormi, what's your favorite Airhead flavor? Watermelon. Watermelon or the white mystery flavor? What do I keep bumping? Oh, this thing. I can put this down for a little bit. I use that for the Vtuber anyway. I'm using a wireless mic right now. Happy to see you again, Stormi. What is a gray muzzle? A gray muzzle is, you know, this is one of those many things in the furry fandom that's, like, up for interpretation. Like, you know, it's not really defined by Merriam-Webster. It's all how you interpret it. Some people consider a gray muzzle someone that's over 30 in the fandom, over 40, or someone that's been in the fandom for over 10 years. It could be either one of those two, or maybe both. To me, a gray muzzle is someone that feels like they've been in the furry fandom forever, and they're starting to get kind of fatigued. I'm reaching that level of fatigueness. Anyway, says, Stormi's like my new profile. It looks okay, I guess. I see a new profile picture. How you doing, Amy? Gladwood says I'm gonna try to attend Megaplex this year. I might try to go to Megaplex. I don't know. I got friends want me to go to Indie FurCon too. Y'all, I can't be everywhere all at once. I can't be like that movie. It's not like the old days where I would go to 6 cons a year and be able to pay them all off. Those days are over, unfortunately. I have grays in my beard, so it's kind of literal in my case. Well, I'm not a gray muzzle, according to Stomp, because I don't have any gray hair. So, what does gray muzzle even mean? Who is defined as a gray muzzle, I should say? Story on dragging you to Indie FurCon? Okay, bet. Hello, Evester. How you doing? You wouldn't happen to be another EV that I know on Blue Sky, would you? That happens to like Klonoa and Tails? Or maybe I'm getting you mixed up. I'm not really sure. But how are you doing in any case? You can at least still flop the mirrors. Yeah, I could just fly my way up to Indie FurCon. No problem. Wouldn't be no problem at all. Andy says, I'm a gray muzzle because I'm 34. I got you beat by 2 years, Andy. Sorry to say. Anyway, so what is defined as a gray muzzle? I feel like it's someone that's they've been in the fandom so long they feel fatigued. They feel burned out. To them, like, the fandom is still fun, but it almost feels like they've explored every facet the furry fandom has to offer. And I think I've kind of reached that level. And now I just feel like, oh, this is a furry meme about, femboy furry. Oh, I've seen this one before. No, you haven't. Yeah, but I know what's gonna happen. Yeah, I told you that was gonna happen. See, I've kind of reached that level. I've, like, plateaued. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense out there? I don't know. I could just be talking out of my brain. Journey, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Journey says, besides TFF, I'm going to Naka and Planet Comic-Con. Okay, that's a non-furry convention. It's an anime convention. Plausibly Denver in Planet Anime KC in October. You are all about them conventions, my dear. That is your hyper focus in life, and I respect it, honestly. That's how I used to be about Sonic. So Journey, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Mother Dear says, technically, I'm a gray muzzle. I've been a furry since 2013. I've been a furry for a long while. Well, dang. You might have me beat in that department. Classy says, bro, what about me? I don't know. Well, what about you? Tell me about you. What's going on? Let's see. Do your ears go wiggle, wiggle, wiggle? They do wiggle, go flippity, floopity, flop. They do. Do you know Panda Jen? I've talked to him a few times, yeah. I did a collab with them once. A long time ago. Amy's just doing okay. And yourself, Stormi? Can I go back to bed? I want to go back to bed. I want to go back to bed right now. Anime convention is cool and less expensive. That's debatable. That's debatable. Really depends. I would say if you're a fursuiter, yeah, they're going to be cheaper overall. Kind of, sort of. It's really hard to compare those two. It's the apple and oranges situation. Anime conventions are more plentiful, so it could be easier to find a local convention. Ergo, it would be cheaper to go. Usually, not always, but usually. As furry conventions, as popular as the furry fandom has become, as mainstream as it's become, it's still pretty niche. I mean, there's not a furry convention on every street corner, first of all. I'm in my early 40s when a Stormi Folf's oldest fans. Oh my gosh. Oi, chat. Oi. Hi, Al. How you doing? Let's see. At the time, I've had 90 main personas and 568 characters. You are dedicated. Oh my god. You are so dedicated. Let's see. Anime conventions are fun. I've been to a few. Yeah. I've been to several myself. Hello, Salami. How you doing? So when I talk about, gray muzzles and all, I feel like, gray muzzles are really, like, at this point, I would say they're like the foundation of what's holding the furry fandom together. Because they're responsible for a lot of conventions, a lot of meetups, some of the oldest fandom websites out there, But I also feel like, on a personal side, as far as having fun in the fandom goes and going to cons, they feel kind of displaced. I feel very displaced when it comes to the fandom, and I don't really know how to put it into words. I think it's less to do with the fandom and more to do with the fact that I'm old. I don't get a lot of memes. I don't get a lot of humor that circulates now because it's not applicable to me. I've lived on my own for several years now, and it just feels like a lot of the humor that's like really popular and trending is geared more towards younger gens. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just I kind of feel like we've been left out. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But if anyone else can relate to that, let me know. I don't think it's exclusive to the furry fandom either. I think it's just trends in general. It kind of feels like the things that are popular with millennials is just, oh, yeah, I forgot to take my ibuprofen today. All is well. He lied. So the experience that makes things work. I have a new respect for con staff and for volunteering at ACFI. It's a ton of work. Yeah, I got invited to be con chair at Emerald's first summit, and I turned him down because I thought that was a lot for me. I didn't think I'd be able to handle it. So it's just, I think the music's a little loud. 1 second, y'all. My YouTube profile is completely different, so I have to adjust things manually. So it's just, it kind of just feels like I don't feel like I have a place right now. I'm still a furry, but how much of a furry am I? You know? I think I'm furry in a way that's different today than it was 5 years ago, where I was just super ultra dedicated to keeping up with the newest happenings, the newest cons. And I think what started to happen was, you know, a lot of people, they either get bored or they move on to other hobbies. And a lot of my friends that I've hung out with over the years in the fandom, they've either moved on or they've quote-unquote retired. And community is what holds us together. And without community, I kind of feel like there's like no place. So I'm just sort of like floating right now. I feel like I'm just floating in space. I don't know if anyone else can relate to this sentiment, but that's how I feel at the moment. It's really hard for me to get excited over, oh my gosh, this new con just started and it's down the road. I'm like, yay. That's actually really cool, but I guess I'm just not super excited like it used to be. I don't think I'm desensitized. More like, I think after you do the same thing for so long and you make it such a huge part of your life for so many years, something's either gonna snap or, well, yeah, something's gonna snap. I mean, there's no other way around it. You're either gonna stick with it for the rest of your life or something's gonna snap. And I think I reached that snapping phase. And I very much changed over the last several years, as y'all know. There's no such thing as you're not furry enough. I agree, but I feel like when it comes to fitting in with the community, I sometimes wonder how true that is. Oh, hello. How you doing? The things that excite me now are just finding new ways to express myself. And they're not always furry either. I would say 4 or 5 years ago, the peak of my excitement would be making a new fursona, getting a new fursuit. Now the peak of my excitement is hanging out with friends and finding new ways to express myself. And we're really touching up on that latter topic as of late. Because I've been messing about with my Vtuber model a lot, trying to figure out ways how to enhance it, figuring out ways to tell the stories that I want to share, and many of the stories that I'd like to talk about aren't exactly furry. So I feel like being a furry automatically makes a person 20% cooler in my personal opinion. Also, being furry is really fun. It is, it's just, I feel like sometimes I feel like a serial number now. And I think that's what happens when a fandom gets so big. I don't feel as special. And I guess in a way that makes me a little selfish. And that's okay. We're all a little selfish. Oh, hi, Miranda. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. It says, hello, Stormi. I'm new to the furry fandom. I got my first fursuit last year. Do you have any tips or advice for someone attending their first con? Okay, don't go alone, first of all, especially if you're fursuiting. You're going to want to have someone to help you walk around, especially if it's at a really large con, because it can be quite hazardous because fursuiting limits your peripheral vision, sometimes where you can't see anything at all. So I would strongly recommend you have a friend go with you at a minimum. And that's something that I recommend to anyone. I kind of made the mistake of going to my first FurCon in fursuit. You really should go to your first FurCon out of fursuit because there's a lot you're missing out on. Like fursuiting kind of muffles your senses, your vision and whatnot. Yeah, it can be fun because you feel like you're transformed. You feel like you've become something else. Maybe your persona. But I think you really should like experience a con out of suit first. And then work your way up, which you could do that in a whole weekend. So, my advice if you're going to a furry con, don't go alone. On God, Peridot, seriously, don't go alone. It can be really awkward and anxiety-inducing if you go by yourself. I've been to 2 cons by myself and it was awful. But that's my recommendation. So, Miranda, I hope that helped you out, dear. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Saturation is a thing. Oh, don't I know it. Gladwin says, meanwhile, me, who is planning on their first FurryCon at one of the biggest furry conventions with their parent. Yeah, I don't go by yourself. You'll have a bad time if you go by yourself, especially if it's MFF or Anthrocon or FWA. But that's just me. Honey says, I'm still a bit new to the channel. What can I say? Not everything lasts forever, and interest will come and go. Keep moving forward. It take time to think through. I agree. I want to take this channel to where I'm talking more about my personal side. Not how to get a fursuit. I will cry if I have to answer that question again. Oh, because I feel like makers that I used to like recommend, some of them don't even exist anymore. I'm so out of tune with what's going on now. So I that part of me makes me think I may be graymuzzle. That's the part of me that makes me believe I'm graymuzzle. Like I feel out of tune. I feel out of touch. The things that make me happy aren't really popular, at least within the confines of the furry fandom. Like my hyper focus lately has been building this computer next to me, and I'll geek out about all the gigabytes and megabytes and stuff, and there are like maybe 2 people in here that understand what I'm talking about. I'm like, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. I've gone alone to cons, but it is more fun with friends. It 100% is. Still searching for that elusive friend group. I am. I do have some new friends that I've acquired over the last several months. And by that, I mean they are total hecking sweethearts. So we're actually going to hang out again in probably a week or so. That's been like the hardest part of this phase that I'm going through. Like, yes, I'm getting older. I admit it. I am 30 or 40 years old, basically. And I feel like that kind of makes it hard to fit in with a good chunk of the furry fandom. If I open furry TikTok right now, half the memes go way over my head. And the other half might be kind of funny. And there's like that 2% where I'm like, yes, I get this. So I'm old. I admit it. I'm old. I'm not old in like the ways of back pain or headaches or arthritis. I'm old as in, I don't get the joke. Oh, the joke is so-and-so. Well, I wouldn't know that. I don't use TikTok. Well, how come you don't use TikTok? Because I don't. Did you just grow up without the internet? Yes, I did. Actually, no. I started using the internet when I was like 12. Before that, it didn't really exist all that much. You're not that old. I certainly feel old. Windows XP ain't that old. Well, maybe a little bit. I still remember how to use it like it was yesterday. Same with Windows 95. TikTok bad, Al says. I am not Meemaw Stormy. Don't use Star. I am not old lady Stormy. Not yet. I'm getting there. I'm not there yet. Yeah. I feel like I kind of just went through that phase of, yay, I'm a furry. Now what? That's where I'm at now. Like, now what? It's one of those things that, like, unless you've spent a good bit of your life dedicating yourself to it, it won't register. Because furry, for a lot of fandom, is still like this new and exciting thing. And for me, it's practically engraved in my DNA. It's practically engraved in my frontal cortex. Neocortex is up there, is fighting Crash right now. But that's kind of where I'm at. It's kind of where I'm at as far as being like a gray muzzle goes. It's finding out how to fit in with the fandom again. I had a friend tell me, you don't follow trends. You set trends. And I have to wonder if she was right about that. Because she was very serious about that discussion. I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I invent trends. I just do my own thing. I didn't use the internet until high school. I didn't have a smartphone until a couple of years after graduation. I didn't get a smartphone until I think my mid-20s, actually. Yeah. And I had like 2G internet. You couldn't stream YouTube on that thing. It's interesting now how most of us, we consume our content through our smartphone. But when I was getting into content creation way back in the old days, the average smartphone costs more than a computer. I know that sounds crazy, but it's true. Like when the iPhone came out, it cost 3 times as much as my desktop computer. And now it's like the total opposite. So I always find it weird how, like, I wish I had a computer. Meanwhile, when I had a computer as a kid, I was like, I wish I had a smartphone. I mean, I could just go watch YouTube vids, like, in the bathroom or something. You couldn't do that back then. So I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but meanwhile, a computer and phone are practically exact the same. They'll do a lot of the same things, but they can't exactly do all the same things. I would cry if I had to edit my content on a phone. It'd be awful. But a lot of people do that now, and I find that crazy. I'm like, you just sit there in CapCut? And you just do all this on your phone? What if you make a mistake? What if you're off by a few frames? It's so much harder to do things like precisely on phones. That's why I can't edit content on them. It just, the tiny screen. I like to type with all my fingers instead of my thumbs. I feel a lot slower on phones too. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel very throttled, if that makes sense. You're still one of the people I'd love to meet. This past MFF, I met a great handful of people I wanted to meet. Even if it's in VR, it would still be an absolute honor. Okay, let's talk about VR for a second. So, I'm just getting back into VR chat after like 4 or 5 months. I had to upgrade the computer, and my power supply blew up. It didn't blow up, but more like it kept turning off. So VR chat would like kill my power supply, and I had to replace it. So, and then I updated my model, and it looks really nice. I'm really proud of myself. Hello Ojo, how you doing? So, I got a joke for you. How are a car and an elephant alike? They both have trunks? Maybe? Possibly? Not quite, Ojo. You about 4 or 5 years off. But yeah, I'm trying to find my new place in the furry fandom, and it's hard. It really is. Because I feel like I'm high energy, but my interests are of someone that would normally have low energy. It's really weird. It's so hard to put into words. I wish I knew how to, describe it. I've blown up a few too many caps and LEDs myself. Oh, That sweet smell of electrolytics. Oh, been there, done that. Let's see. Why is it hard for a duck to tell a joke? Well, they'd have to quack me up first? You gotta try harder, dear. I'm old. Despite having a smartphone, I don't like messages with my thumbs. You do it with my left pointer finger. That sounds even more uncomfortable. So, what's on y'all's minds right now? What y'all have for lunch? What y'all snacking on? Give me some of them Doritos. I keep forgetting to get Cooler Ranch Doritos at the grocery store. Give me the Doritos right now with your paws up. Put your paws up. Give me them Doritos.
Squish that cat.
Oh,
all you need to know is to squish that cat.
Do not squish the cat. Y'all, don't pay attention to this.
That's safe, to be honest with you.
Do not pay attention to this. Do not squish the cat.
What you can do is scoop her up.
Don't do it.
Carry, just like that. Butt in your hand.
Kiddo Dragon Fox will get you.
To your body. Just squish them really tight to your body. You don't have to worry
Y'all see what I put up with?
Just squish them against your bodies. And there we go.
We just made friends with this wonderful little cat. Look at that fish. Look at that fish. Squishing is your best friend. Dealing with the cat. Lean forward, squish them nice and tight. And again, I'm just squishing them into myself. We always squish that cat. Kiddo Dragon Fox, thank you so much for the $4 super chat. Nya. What does that mean? Dingus. Kiddo, thank you so much for the $4 super chat. How you doing? At a Cuban sandwich of fries, it was delicious. I eated a cheese. What kind of cheese? I had some Subway for lunch. It was a mistake. Ooh. Stump says, I can understand feeling out of place in the furry fandom. I feel that pretty often, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. I think, like, I feel like there's that group out there that's for me, but you have to dig deep. You have to dig past the femboy memes and whatnot. There's nothing wrong with being a femboy. I went through my femboy phase a long time ago. That's the thing. I already went through that. So to me, it feels like, yeah, I've been here before. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I have to, like, think outside of my bubble. I've been through that phase before, but they haven't. It's important that we be inclusive and let everyone have a chance to figure out their identities and whatnot. And I guess that's just like, I'm trying to dig further than that. And it's like I keep hitting a wall. Because as wide and expansive as the furry fandom is, it still feels very narrow. And I can't think of the right words, but hopefully y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't know if I'm being a little too forward with this, but I feel kind of alone. I feel kind of lonely. So I've been trying to, like, carve a new spot in the fandom where I can just be my silly tism self. There's a lot of that on Twitch now. You get to see my high energy side on Twitch, and it's often too much for people. I found that out. I have a different definition of chaos than most people. I have a different definition of chill than most people. I thought us furries were neurodivergent. I guess maybe I'm too neurodivergent. I don't know. You really do. I never thought I would find friends, but I was happy to be wrong about that. Okay, I got one. Why is it hard to talk to Ram? Are you just Googling this shit? What are you doing, Burke? Because they go... I don't know. Mac and cheese for lunch. Rice steak for dinner. Hey, mac and cheese is always a good time. Good to hear that Potato Folf is still energetic. Yeah, that part of me will probably never change. Let's see. Jaden? Kinda, sorta. I think it's debatable, but I went through that, you know. I went through that. But, you know, I don't think it's applicable to everyone. I think it's one of those things like, yeah, it could happen to you, but it may not happen to you. It is you who has to figure out themselves. We can't do it for you. Talking to my friend the other day, and she asked me to name 2 things that hold water. Well and dam. Well, damn. I'll be damned. I damn this discussion. I'm gonna damn it. If you eat too much cheese, you're gonna damn up something. Okay, all right. I'm done. I'm done. This is why I scare people. Oh my god. Hi, Sparkle. Thank you so much for the $2.30 super chat. Woof. A wild Sparkle has appeared. How you doing, Sparkle? Stump says, I don't think I could pull the femboy thing. You probably could with some makeup, but you know, hey, it's not for everyone, you know? I like my medium cheddar. I like all cheese too, don't worry. Sparkle says, doing okay? A bit tired as per usual. You and me both, girl. You and me both. You and me both. I'm exhausted. I had 4 hours of sleep. There's just a lot on my mind. I kind of feel like I'm stretching myself too thin. I was gonna make a video on this topic. This is like one of the many things I want to talk about, like the story times. Y'all remember some of the story times I did in the past? The animatics and whatnot. I have so many stories I could share. I finished a script, 2 of them actually. My Fear of Flying, and Am I Still a Furry? That's the other script I did. I was apparently so inspired, I finished that script in 2 hours. Y'all, I normally spend a week writing a script. I finished that in 2 hours. Hi Ryan, how you doing? Ryan, the best dad bod, how you doing? The Tiger Roars. It's one of my favorite songs, actually. Let me try one more time. That's what... Burke, you losing me, honey. You losing me. You should take all your stories and turn them into graphic novels. I absolutely would. There's some stories on here I'm not going to share. But if you've been on Twitch, you probably know a few of them. The best dad bod? You know it. Well, you and Rag got a competition. Okay? Hi, Anthony. How you doing? The fear of ocean. I could talk about my fear of flying. The time I learned how to drive and almost got into 4 or 5 terrible car accidents, and luckily nothing happened. So I have no shortage of stories and things I could talk about. I have a shortage of time. And that's because I'm stretching myself so thin. And I'm stretching myself thin because I'm streaming 3-4 times a week on Twitch, every other day on YouTube, and when I'm not streaming, I actually have to clean up and do chores. And I often forget to do chores. So dishes pile up. I forget to take care of myself once in a while. How do people do this? I still don't know how to adult after all these years. Hello, Leah Woods. How you doing? Leah, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Leah says, hi there, Stormy. I love your content so much, so here's my thanks. Thank you. I really appreciate it, dear. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. It is y'all's support that really does keep food on my table. It keeps these lights on. It keeps this computer on my table. It keeps me going because I need my caffeine every day. Thank you so much for the support, Leah. I stream every other day on Twitch, yes. Twitch is 18+, and I have to do that because Twitch makes me do that. I have quite a filthy mouth on Twitch. And so they say, if you swear a lot, you have to mark it as 18+. So I'm like, well, damn. Okay. I guess I have to be Shadow the Hedgehog. The other thing is my Twitch Sona, it's often too much for people. I'm really trying to make that clear if y'all ever visit one of my Twitch streams. They are extremely chaotic. And I'll tell people that, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. I know what chaotic streams are about. And then they go there, I'm like, whoa, You really are too chaotic. I'm like, well, I told you! I told you! But they don't listen. They don't listen until it's too late. Win says, girl. Hello, Ari. How you doing? That Gamer says, sometimes I forget to go to the gym. I just do squats. My supporters make me do squats sometimes. So, anyway, rage driving at night is relaxing. What? Alec, that's concerning. How are Good? Good is doing, particularly well. I've seen some furries that wear dinosaur masks. They've been doing that for years. That's been a thing for a while, on TikTok anyway, dino masks. Do not summon Mr. Blobby. Wait, y'all can't summon Mr. Blobby. This is a tranquil stream. You play TF2? I wanted to, but I heard the community there is pretty awful. And there's nothing but bots on there now. I don't stream every other day on YouTube. Well, no. I stream every other week. I stream every other Friday on YouTube. I try to space things out so I can, find something to talk about. Because it's really hard to find stuff to talk about every single day. Lately that's what I'm having to do on Twitch. And it really, it starts to wear me out. And I'm like, how do other people do this? How do people just not run out of stuff to talk about? Huh. When y'all figure that one out, let me know. Thoughts on Influencer Smurf? I do not know this Influencer Smurf. I know about the Smurfs, though. Those were, like, popular movies back in the 80s. The Smurf cartoon. Princess Smurf and whatnot. And there was, like... Wasn't there, like, 2 or 3 Smurf movies? Let's see. Twitch really hits the good spot. I try. Nothing compares to early 2000s Halo and Call of Duty lobbies. I learned lots of new curses from them. Yeah, I remember when those were a thing. Stormi the Smolf. I am not a Smolf. I am not small. I'm 5'9", thank you very much. New movie with Rihanna. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I actually don't keep up with, like, the newest movies. The newest movie I've seen is Sonic 3. If y'all haven't seen Sonic 3, I strongly encourage y'all to go check it out. It is damn good. The cat, sorry, I don't speak German, my dear. Let's see. Rage, yeah, driving it can be scary. Baxo says, never seen Sonic 3. I'm gonna try it out. I haven't even seen Sonic 2. You could... I would probably still see Sonic 2 first before you watch Sonic 3. But I'm sure you could see Sonic 3 and it wouldn't matter. I'm sorry! I am a Southern American! I can barely speak my own language! No habla español! Either. Whatever either means in Spanish. Baxos was I've seen 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Well, I'm trying to think of what else we could talk about. I thought about putting on Spyro. Playing Spyro is always a good time on stream. Hi, Yorick. How you doing? How you doing? Yorick, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Good evening, Stormi. So I can say, have work in the morning. Have fun and hope to catch you next time. Oh, hope you like the presents. Bye for now. I do. I'm running out of places to put Sonic merch, but I do. So this brings actually another good point. Y'all remember when I used to do mail vids? Y'all remember when I used to do fan mail vids? Anyone remember? I kind of remember. Let's see. Can you speak Spanish? I used to. I've forgotten most of it. I loved studying Spanish back in high school, but no one else wanted to learn it, and I had no friends to share it with, so I just forgot it. The mail vids, yeah, I used to do them a lot. It's really hard for me to react to stuff now because I think I'm getting desensitized. Do you remember that episode of SpongeBob where Plankton is eating holographic meatloaf? York, oh my god! York! York, you sweetheart! Thank you so much! You're gifting their 10 memberships! 2, let's hecking go! I can't, my voice hurts. 2, Maddie Matt, Pian, outlet for stupidity. I'm talking about me. Diesel Mink, 7 Reason, Jesus. Medium, and did I miss one? I think I missed. Maybe I did. Thank you so much for gifting the 10 memberships. Seriously, York, you hecking sweetheart. Thank you so much. Like that really does help more than you know, dear. Hello for stupidity. I think that's one of my favorite names. I don't know if they're a troll or not, but I gotta give him props for that name. Let's see. Why is Google Translate so hard? That's because Google has kind of deteriorated over the years. Really disappointed. I remember when they said, "Don't be evil." What happened? I live. Don't say anything about my YouTube name. Oh, okay. I won't, dear. Do you want me to call you Jay or something? I can do that. Let's see. The episode of SpongeBob with Plankton, where he's eating the holographic meatloaf, and it becomes like this this trope. Like it just repeats a few times throughout the episode. It's like, oh, holographic meatloaf. So I imagine at one point, if we think about, Plankton's saga, his backstory and whatnot, maybe there was a point where the thought of eating holographic meatloaf may have interested him, may have enticed him. And now he's like, oh god, this again? I feel like I've been sent the same tales. Oh my god. Kiddo Dragon Fox. You sweetheart. Why didn't it play the sound? The whole system's collapsing. Kiddo Dragon Fox, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Kiddo Dragon Fox says, Kiddo's wife here. What's the difference between an egg, a football? Because a vest has no sleeves. What? Am I too out of it to get this one? I normally know these. Difference between an egg. Is this like a math joke? At a football, the vest has... Kiddo, you might have to explain this one. I'm so sorry. This one kind of went over my head, honey. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you so much for the $20 super chat, but that went a little over my head. I hope you can use that dash thingy. It's a great tool to learn from your own driving or to expose insurance scammers. I'll be honest, I hope I can too, because my car is still broken. I didn't want to... I don't know if you knew, but my car is still broken, dear. I mean, I will use it whenever my car is fixed, but that's probably at least 3 or 4 months off. That's the other thing. It's just someday I want to wake up and there's just a brand new car being delivered to me by Amazon or UPS or something. I'm like, I'll have wheels again. I'm old. I'm old. But yeah, I really do appreciate it though, York. It's just I can't really use it at the moment. I don't know if you knew that my car was broken, but yeah. Y'all have wheels? One of y'all are gonna send me Hot Wheels or something now, aren't you? Do not send me anything to Stormi, Folf, P.O. Box 998, Goche, Mississippi 39553. Do not do that. So money is the root of all evil. So many have said. But yeah, going back to that episode of SpongeBob with the holographic meatloaf. I have 3 of the same Tails model, at least 4 clones of Sonic somewhere in my collection, and I really do love it when y'all send me stuff, because to me it's less about the object and more that y'all thought of me. That's what means the world to me, that y'all were thinking about me. But I'm not really sure where to put a lot of this now. I'm running out of room to put Sonic collectibles. And the other thing that I'm still kind of hesitant on talking about is that my interests are changing. I'm still into Sonic, it's just not as much as I used to be. I'm actually getting more into, Hell of a Boss, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, stuff like that. I actually have a varied interest, and I think I may have laid on the Sonic interest a little too hard. And this is on me. I take responsibility for this. And I didn't want to say anything, so I don't want to upset anyone, because to me, it's the thought that counts. I need to send you what I got you, or just bring it. Oh my lord. It's Star Fox? Star Fox is okay. I'm not super into Star Fox, but I'm always up for that stuff. But yeah, it's a lot that I need to address. Addressing my interest. Whoa. Then I should really talk about this in a future video as well. I'm like, what are my favorite things? I'm looking at a Raichu pop figure, a Luna standee, another Luna standee, a pixelated Link. Oh, I can show this to y'all. Actually, I got this from, this was a present from Rag. This is a birthday present. Luna is reading your super chat. Baxos Wolves. I can't talk like Luna, but this is a present that I got from Rag. There's my birthday present. And he's a sweetheart. Oh, but Baxos Wolves, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. What do you call a cow that is scared? A coward? I really hate that one. I hate that one because it's dumb, but it's really clever. That's the worst one I've heard all night, Baxos. I'll ban you for that. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It's the girl from Fortnite. As someone who doesn't know Fortnite, who is this girl from Fortnite? Hello, Luke. How you doing? That's a good idea, actually. It could change the nature of what people send you. Yeah, see, I don't want to make it sound like, oh my god, y'all sent me this again! I don't want to be like that, because I really do appreciate everything y'all send me. I kind of feel like I'm almost being ingenuine by not talking about this. Because I know y'all send me stuff, y'all support me because y'all want to see me smile. And I just smile because y'all just thinking about me. York, have a good night. Take care of yourself and get plenty of sleep, okay? And thank you so much again for all the support. I haven't played Star Fox, but Crystal is certainly a talking point, if you know what I mean. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you mean. My furry crushes. Top 10 furry crushes. Now, that'd be a terrible clickbait video, but it'd get people talking. I don't know. I might do something like that. I think that video might be a little far-fetched, but we'll see. I feel like with the videos that I want to do going forward, they're not going to cover the mainstream furry topics. They're not going to cover, this Protogen broke into my computer? Or stuff like that. I'm trying to be nice, but I really, really hate that approach. It feels so boring. I'm not going to be enticed to watch that. I'm going to be enticed to watching things that seem unique. Things that I might learn from someone about. Like, tell me about yourself. Tell me about your interests. I don't want to hear about what happened on furry Twitter yesterday, because, well, it's probably something that's been repackaged from 2 years ago. It's just a rerun. And I guess hear me out on that, but I'm not into that. And it's okay if you are into that. But it's just I'm not into it anymore. Actually, I wasn't even into it back then either. The mainstream furry stuff, it's like that same zesty flavor of Doritos. It's got that pop. It's got that same flavor, but it's also the same flavor you had 3 years ago. Get what I mean? I could say the same thing for a lot of non-furry drama content, honestly. It's just, it all feels samey. It's just, this furry broke into a bank. Find out how. And I'm like, okay, that's actually kind of funny, the way it was worded anyway. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if someone started a video like that. Because I joke, but people would do that. And it's going to attract certain people that are just going to watch it. I'm now in a Alec, what does that mean? I'm so sorry, I can't read it. Jay says, my nearest FurCon is 4 hours ago in Philadelphia. Yeah, my nearest FurCon is about 5 hours, so I get that. Hi Featherfoot, how you doing? You better not be texting and driving, dear. Matt says, my interest? Pokemon, Undertale, Star Fox, the furry fandom, Sonic, and Rousey from Deltarune. Rousey is the best. We stan Rousey in this chat. We stan Rousey. I absolutely love Deltarune. Yeah, there's one of my interests right there, Deltarune. Now's your chance. Tavi says, girl, you know Gray. You're beautiful. If you saw the bags under my eyes right now. Oh my gosh. Can you tell me a story on how you became a furry? I did a whole video on that, technically, but sure, I'll tell you again. So basically, the Sonic fandom. It's really where it all started. I was exploring Sonic OC art, and that led to Persona art, and that led to fursuit, which led to fursuit dancing. That's so awesome. And that ultimately prompted me to make a persona, which led to me getting a fursuit, which led to me getting on camera and actually talking in front of thousands of people for the first time, which led to me researching the furry fandom, which led to me educating people on the furry fandom because I felt like there wasn't a lot of people doing it. And, well, the rest is history. That's the really long short of it. That's the condensed version. It really spans back over 10 years, though. The FurCon is only an hour and 20 minutes away in Denver. Yeah, y'all, don't be saying where y'all live. Come on, y'all better than that. Y'all better than that. Why y'all do that? Let's see. How I became a furry. I actually don't recall. It might have been like, oh, I'm a furry. Yeah, that's how it is for a lot of people. It's just very sudden. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, what even is defined as a furry? You gotta think about that as well. Just like we were talking about gray muzzles earlier, there's no distinct definition. There's no great furry council to define what a furry is. A lot of naysayers and just, ignorant peeps would be like, you ain't a furry, where's your fursuit? And then you've got other peeps that are like, oh, you really, really like Sonic, oh, you must be a furry. When in reality, this is almost part of the problem. There's like no set definition for what a furry is. So, furry is what you make of it. As it stands right now, furry is what you make of it. If you have an above average interest in anthropomorphic animals, you would probably be considered a furry. That's what furry means to me. Most furries don't have a fursuit. And a lot of these people that are just in it for their short form content dopamine bullshit, they don't get that. Dang it, now I really do sound old. Look, Penguin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Yo, everybody, when I get older, I should race for NASCAR and IMSA. What's IMSA? Do tell. Yawns for the dumpster gray muzzle? Wasn't she a furry artist? No, gray muzzle is just a general term for like an older furry that's been in the fandom for quite some time, and or a furry that may be in their 30s or 40s. That's usually the definition. The thing is, it's up for interpretation. Some people actually take it as an insult. And I'm like, what? You take it as a... I really am too old to understand this. I guess I am a gray muzzle. I have an OC. I just don't really know how it would look like, really. I probably couldn't draw it. You can always ask a friend to help you out. Did you ever meet Beta before? Yes, I have. I've met him at a few cons in the past. We've talked occasionally, but it's been... God, probably almost a year or more since we said anything. I don't really connect with a lot of creators now. Like I said earlier, I'm kind of just like floating. Kind of just free floating. Kind of just doing my own thing. Doing what makes me happy. Trying to find my place in the world. Whether it be furry or somewhere else. I did tell you about Stormi being a shapeshifter, right? All my hair is gray. That might count. Official gray muzzle has spoken. I have an OC. I just don't really know how it would look like, really, and I probably could... Yeah, I read that. I'm so sorry. I'm a dingus right now. I think we're gonna go to the Vtuber. Yeah. Y'all give me a second to switch over, okay? Give me just a moment here. Okay. Where's my thingy? That does the thing. That does the thing! That does the thing! Okay. Move this up here. Y'all can hear me, right? I think y'all can hear me. I'm gonna move this over here. Get my, where's my leap motion at? Oh, there it is. Put on my leap motion. We might play something. I don't know if I feel like drawing at the moment. The arms. Whoa. The arms. But this is the Vtuber. I think y'all have seen this already, like, many times, but if you haven't, this is my Vtuber. Vtuber time can hear you loud and clear. Let me get closer. Move my mic over a little bit. The arms look like GTA gun glitch. What? What? I do not know these words. But yes, this is how I normally present myself on Twitch. I could fursuit on Twitch, but it would probably be pain. I'm technically a furry, even though I don't have a fursuit. Who the hell are these people that say you need a fursuit to be a furry? I really want to talk to them. And tell them how much smarter I am than they are. I mean, I'm not smarter than anyone, to be honest, but... sometimes they make me want to say things. What? Gatekeepers. They're just jealous of me. I'd be jealous of me too. No, I'm nothing to be jealous of. You do not need a fursuit to be a furry. If you have an interest in furries, you're a furry. Ryan makes a good point. When someone says you need a fursuit to be a furry, here's my response. I am 30 or 40 years old, and I do not have to deal with this. The thing is, you get like default mod actions to do what you want when you're in 30s and 40s. You get to do whatever you want, and you get a lifetime supply of dad jokes. That's true. Let's see. I've been a furry since 2016 then. Read my donut. I'm sorry, Luke. I'm dumb right now. IMSA means International Motorsports Association. I have no idea what that is. But thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I just don't know what that is. You know more about cars than I do. You sound like my boyfriend. He knows a lot about cars. That TikTok furry dopamine got me looking at like crazy things. How the hell does anyone use TikTok for more than 30 seconds? How do y'all do it? Because I did it and I got nauseous. I was on TikTok for like half an hour once and I felt sick. Not from what I was watching, but because I watched so much in such a little time. Yeah, let's not. I have to hear enough about that shit every 5 seconds. Sometimes you gotta step back, you know, and focus on things where you get your own dopamine from. Like, my dopamine is actually working on shit. I love fixing things. Some people love, you know, just get their constant dopamine fixed through short form content, and that's okay, but I wish I could understand how other people do it. Is it because from a psychological aspect, is it because like younger peeps are exposed to this stuff at an earlier age? Can someone explain this to me? I really want to know. David? No, I'm not a therapist. I'm sorry. I'm not a licensed therapist. Are we clones, Stormi? There's a Star Wars joke in here somewhere, I'm sure. My dopamine is to stay up all night. I do that enough. It's not good for you. I promise you. See, I tend to find happiness towards, you know, just making stuff, fixing stuff, making my office look nice. That's where a lot of my dopamine comes from. Because not only are you making something, but you're keeping your body busy and your mind busy. When you're just scrolling through TikToks, you're just overloading your brain the whole time. And that's not a good thing to do. You don't want to do that. Or maybe you do. I don't know. Some people like that. When someone is exposed to short-term content at a young age, they tend to find dopamine in quick and highly edited things. Yes. And I think that's awful. But that just makes me sound boomer when I say that. Because I'm pretty sure boomers had the same things to say about us. Them dang kids in their YouTube vids! I remember when we read books! It's the colors and dopamine. Yeah, I sometimes I wonder if I should actually tone down some of the colors that I use in my vids. Like, because, you know, it looks pretty, but it's actually a lot of work for me to edit all that stuff in. So I don't know what y'all think about it. I think for y'all, if y'all are watching this stream, that tells me y'all have an attention span. Because if you generally have a low attention span, you're not going to watch a stream for more than like a few seconds. You get what I mean? I think y'all get what I'm saying. Also, my leap motion, like my hands are right here. Oh my god. Maybe I need to zoom out a bit. Whoa, I have hands. But, you know, I think about this stuff all the time. Oh my god. Okay. I've been interested in Furry since Five Nights at Freddy's in 2015. You young whippersnappers, back in my days, we used like 20 miles to school, both ways in the snow. Are we Grandpa Lou now from Rugrats? But yeah, I think about this stuff all the time. Saying you need a fursuit to be considered a furry is like saying you need to be a fan of a certain media. You need to know everything about everything. There is no such thing as an omnipotent creature. You can do stuff differently while having that title. No one is ever omnipotent. Ever. And I will take those words to the grave with me. Uphill both ways. Oh, God. But, you know, I think about this stuff a lot. I think, since y'all are watching this, I'm trying to, like, extrapolate, like, okay, if anyone watching my stream, and they're watching it for more than a few minutes, they have a well-defined attention span, right? Right? So, that would imply that I have an older audience, right? So those with a longer attention span, they're going to prioritize content over appearance, quality over quantity. You think too much, you need to give that brain a break. No, I need to exercise my brain meats. There's so many people who've never been to Disney World, Disneyland, or Disney parks at all who love Disney. That's right. And just like there are so many furries who have never seen a fursuit, let alone wear a fursuit, who all love the furry fandom. I really like that comparison, Rach. I really like that analogy. I'm watching as this is where I first found you, so these are special to me. Hold on, I need to wind up my gramophone. Up, you're slowing down. What's that, Shunny? Anyway, Stormi podcast real? I'm listening to you like a podcast. I'm working on stuff. I think how I became a furry because I liked things that had to do with animals that had human-like features. That's what anthropomorphic animals are, my dear. Animals with human-like characteristics. Let's see. I grew up around Zootopia. Can't wait for the second now in development. I didn't know they were actually going to come out with it. I've been waiting forever for that to happen. So, Matt says, the furry fandom has a special place in my heart. And it did long before I started making my fursuit. I do a podcast with Stoy. I do a podcast with Stoy too. I don't think I could ever go to Disneyland. That would be terrible for me, but you know, to each their own. Yeah, I get that. Dang, my 8-track's not working. Hold on, let me record this to Laserdisc. Were recordable Laserdiscs ever a thing? I don't remember. Dominance. Kiddo, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Kiddo's wife here. A strawberry and a unicorn were relaxing in a hot tub. The strawberry says, please pass the plate of eggs. The unicorn replied, what do I look like? A typewriter? I think you're just messing with me. I'm worried too. I look, do I have to be like, yo, am I dumb? This is the second dad joke that's went way over my head. A strawberry flavored hot tub. What if the strawberry had all its flavor pre-absorbed before they got in the hot tub? What if I just imagine that, and I'm really confused. I'm so confused right now. I don't get it. Oh, kiddo, I think I'm a little too out of it. Nothing that you did, of course. It's just, I think I'm a little too out of it. Hello, confused. I'm not dead. I'm not Stu. You're taking the steps to wisdom, Stormi. Feels like I am sometimes. Please pass the plate of eggs. I'm about to draw this out. Please pass the plate of eggs. Unicorn replied, like a typewriter. Please pass the plate. Please pass the plate. I don't know. I actually don't. I feel like this is a math problem. I feel offended because I can't get it. Entire mama said hi, Al. Those cookies were great, by the way. They were awesome. I have an okay attention span. I can't sit for 3 hours in one sitting on one thing. Now, see, that's normal. It's actually good to get up and move around once in a while, because if you don't, something blood clots. I think the most I've lasted on a live stream was 2 hours at best, and then my attention span goes bye-bye. I get that. I think it's like what someone said earlier. They treat the streams as like a podcast, where peeps might listen to me while they're doing chores, while they're cooking, while they're running errands, while they're stuck in traffic. You know? I think it's a good way to look at it. I used to like prioritize visual effects over the actual content because to me it is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to see the things that I built come to life. On my Twitch streams, there's a lot of custom coding that I did. And I think it's so cool to see like all of it just come together when people start pushing buttons. But that's just visual, what's the word? Dopamine. I don't know. I can't think of the right word. I'm too much of a dope right now. That's just visual dopamine. It's just eye candy. It's just eye candy. And you know that's fun, but you know people are gonna get bored and move on after about 30 minutes. So people want like an authentic connection to a creator. They don't want, you know, nothing but eye candy. And I think that's what I'm trying to kind of do. Because this is kind of the dilemma that I'm having on Twitch right now. Because I like to, you know, have fun. I like to cause shit. But, you know, in a controlled environment. So, I'm trying to like strike that balance. And it's hard. Because a lot of people, they may know you only for one thing. They may only know you for, you know, flair. For all the pretty colors. Or in the case of Furry YouTube, my fursuit. They may only know me for that. And that is a big part of the reason why I've brought the Vtuber over to YouTube. Because I want to be known for more than just that. Just imagine only being known for one thing. And that's what made you popular. But if that's all you're ever known for, that can be actually kind of upsetting. You know? Just try to kind of like put yourself in my shoes. They're size 9.5, but you get what I mean? Do you get what I mean? Because I kind of feel like for a while that's what I was known for. But nowadays, there's like thousands of fursuits out there. Hundreds of furry content creators that fursuit. The fursuit is special. But the very sake of having a fursuit is not really special anymore. This fursuit's special, but having one doesn't make you special. And that was at a time where having one was like, damn, I've never seen one of those before. And now everyone's seen one. So I think about this stuff a lot. And I want to be known for me, not for pretty fursuit. Not because I'm a furry. I just want to be known for me. That's why I kind of share my life story a lot now. And it's a lot of fun. Rio says, I'm 30. I'm probably one of the few gray muzzles here. Still want a fursuit so bad. I am 30 or 40 years old, and I get that. I get that. How you doing, by the way, Rio? See, I'm trying to, like, also cater to an older audience. That's kind of why I talk about more, you know, adult problem topics over on Twitch. Because that's really... Please understand I'm saying this, and I mean this in the nicest way possible. It is so hard for me to understand the younger generation. Holy shit. It took me forever to understand Gen Z. I don't think I'll ever understand Gen Alpha humor. Maybe it's not meant to be understood. Maybe it's supposed to be an abstract. You know? Making fursuit takes skill. Buying costs lots of bucks. It's true. Dragator makes a great point. And you can't buy skill. You can't just like download fursuit making data into your brain. What do you call a guy who order a tender in a bar because he's bartenders? Baxos, are you just Googling stuff? You're just Googling dad jokes. I know it. Ghost Wolf says my persona is based on 19 different creatures. That is one hell of a hybrid. Let's see. Hi, Blaze. How are you doing? How are you doing? Yeah, younger people are odd. We older furs are better when we used to know how food when it was cheap. I don't think we're necessarily better. The whole, like, you know, older versus younger gen, that's been a tale as old as time. We've always been battling each other over silly things like, oh, our humor's better than yours and stuff. When in reality, their humor is a basis on what they were exposed to at the beginning, ergo, what we told them in the beginning. So it is us that are, so it's ultimately kind of falls on us for why their humor is not so funny to us. They had to get inspired somewhere. I don't know. The whole generation battle thing, yeah, I get it, but I'm also just like, oh, it's a waste of time to think about it. I try not to think about it too much. You can't buy skill, but you can hire it temporarily. That is true. You are not wrong. I think my thing broke. I made a bear dragon in a story today. I think I need to refresh my thing. I think my browser crashed. Give me a second, yo. I'm sorry. Alright, I'm gonna do a refresh. Yep, it crashed. Lovely. Y'all give me just a moment here as I try to fix this. Let's see. Put that there. Okay, yeah. Okay, it's good now. I don't know why Firefox always does that after about an hour and a half. Strange. Let's see. I have a short attention span depending on what I'm watching. I also fall asleep while watching content. I am part of Gen Z and I don't understand Gen Z or Gen Alpha content. Skylar says, get off my lawn! Kids are hard to manage, I get it. Well, see, when I was a kid, I didn't understand kids either. I always sat next to the teacher. I didn't really understand why they were being so rebellious and whatnot. The thing, I didn't really get that till I was much older. I'm like, kids are rebellious because they want to see how far they can push boundaries. That's actually part of growing up, is pushing boundaries. Seeing how much trouble you can get into. Because that's how a lot of people learn. They learn by messing up. If you don't learn by messing up, you're going to be in for a rude awakening later in life. And when you mess up, you get charged as an adult and you can get in big trouble, you know? This conversation got really deep, didn't it? Oh, Mango, thank you. Oh, hi, Benji. How you doing, dear? See, Benji's a sweetheart. Benji's still on that fursuit grind. They still do, like, you know, like they interview fursuiters and whatnot. Benji, I'm really jealous because you're not burned out. I'm burned out from that. Benji's a heckin' sweetheart. Growing up is part of life. It is. It is. Maybe don't go there, Rage. Okay, let's try not to go too far. Okay. Let's see. Furry baits are in common in our cartoon everywhere. Oh, I would say furry bait proliferates media more than ever, especially today. But it was also kind of a thing in the 90s. Ergo Rocco's Modern Life. I don't need to talk about that, Wallaby. If you've seen Rocco's Modern Life, that cartoon is full on furry bait. And we grew up on that stuff. That's how a lot of 90s furries came to be. Let's see. Disney houses. Yeah, Disney's is the furry pipeline for many people. Hello, Bizarre Nest. How you doing? Rhea says true. It's very, 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 very true. Yeah, I almost want to just change my YouTube channel name to the Millennial Furry. Because I am a millennial. And I'm a furry. And there's not a lot of us. It just feels like there's not a lot of us. When in reality, there's probably quite a few of us. It's just, those that are active in social media tend to be younger generations, and it's going to seem like there's a lot more of them. When in reality, it's not that much different, probably. Cats Don't Dance is pretty underrated when it comes to furry bait. Oh, you're not wrong. That movie was okay. It wasn't the best, but it is definitely full on furry bait. The stream is so calm, I like it. Also, my persona is a fox, and I want to learn to make furry art off him. Maybe one day make a suit. You have my full respect if you ever try to make your own fursuit. That is... Ooh, I haven't even done that yet. Stace, Millennium Stormi. Ah, yes, the Millennium Stormi. Oh. That's probably true. Some of them are like me and not so active on social media. Yeah, it feels like that. And for me, I'm always active on there because, well, what else am I gonna do with the day? My job is content creation, so I have to. Social media is my only escape, but it's also part of my job. So you almost have like a conflict of interest. That's why I get so excited when I get to leave the house. Even if it's going to Walmart, I'm like, oh my god, I get to leave these confines for a few minutes. Let's see. I could say this and watch Dumont, Cafe Dumont. They have some good donuts. It's a place in New Orleans, I think. I have not watched it. Seen Balto. Balto is furry bait, 100%. Let's see. Did bro fall off? No, I'm being reborn. Thing is, when we talk about the whole, Stormi fell off thing, whatnot, I actually used to say that to myself a lot. The thing is, I could release something tomorrow that would blow up on YouTube overnight. Just by capitalizing on furry trends. Being critical, being a total dingle douche, and it would blow up. But I wouldn't find fulfillment. It wouldn't feel fulfilling. And the other thing is there's just no revenue in shorts. So, yeah, I could get millions of views, but what do I get out of it? It doesn't make me happy seeing those numbers go up. Maybe it did 10 years ago, but not now. Where I find happiness is, just being myself, finding others that can relate to my own little tropes and sagas. Not her dirt top in fursuits. Yeah. I used to do the top 10 fursuit thing. That's why I make fun of it now. I did it for a long time. But there's also nothing wrong with it. It's just extremely predictable. Top 10 blue fursuits, top 10 fursuits that aren't actually fursuits, top 10 fursuits that will pay off your credit card debt, top 10 fursuits that will that will get you a boyfriend, top 10 this, top 10 that, the whole top 10 thing. Yeah. Top 10 Texas fursuits. Top 10 most expensive fursuits. See, you could go on and on and on, and people would watch that stuff. That's what makes me sad. Like, it doesn't do anything for me, though. That's why I don't want to do that stuff. And make content because it's something you want to make. Not because it's something I'll do numbers. See, the irony in that statement is that if you do something you want to make, there's a good chance it will eventually do numbers because you're being authentic. You're being yourself. You're expressing yourself in a way that will make others feel welcome and maybe encouraged to also be themselves instead of, hiding their interests, instead of, holding back those thoughts, holding back those hobbies. Do y'all get what I mean? I think I did that with, furry stuff for a while, but now everyone does it. And when everyone does something, it becomes a trend. So it's time to make my own new trend. Like what I'm doing now. Just, sharing my thoughts and opinions and feelings. I don't really do a whole lot of hot takes because I kind of feel like don't really have a whole lot to really say. I've kind of said everything that's hot takes 101. Kiddo Dragon Fox is Kiddo's wife here. Stormi, could you please do a little Hank Hill for me? Oh, Kiddo, I don't know about that one. Oh. My voice is a little raspy, so. The top 10 stuff is almost overflowing in the been there, done that category. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, it's old copy and paste. If it's popular, I'll do it. This can also be applied to friendship. The less you try to be popular, the more popular you'll tend to be, because people are drawn to those who are authentically themselves. You could follow a trend and capitalize on what's popular for instant gratification, or you could be your authentic self and let things grow. Which would you choose? Instant dopamine or a build-up? It's something to think about, y'all. Something to think about. Can you do a Mick Vicker voice? Oh, Beavis and Butthead, you little bastards! Oh! Sasha says, the video's W. I love you. That's why. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I didn't know how to say I have autism, not saying it, but I love the furry community as a whole. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of furry peeps who dress in FNAF area as well. Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Maybe it's Storm becoming the Wolf Girl philosophy channel. Real. It's fun. It's fun to like go into these deep dives. Yeah, it's not gonna, these streams aren't gonna get popular overnight. Maybe they'll never get popular. But I find that being myself is actually helping, you know, having actual community growth than doing what's popular. Those people that do top 10 videos, you know, they don't have a community, right? They have viewers. They don't have a community. You get a community by being yourself. In a smaller channel, with someone that's being themselves is going to have a larger community than someone that's covering trends. That's probably the hottest take I've said all month. But that's what I personally believe. So, best to let it grow naturally. It's more real that way. Yeah. Stump, you used to tell me that you like me because I'm real. And I didn't really get that at first. But now I kind of get what you mean. Because people want that authentic emotional connection. Without it getting parasocial, mind you. Because if you become parasocial, that's the other thing. Being authentic is one thing. Parasocial is almost slippery slope territory, and you really got to be careful there. Because when that happens, you start to have toxic friendships and whatnot, and that can just backfire so bad. So, like, let's just say, oh, so and so donated, let's just say some wild number, $500 or something. I sent you $500. Will you come visit me? I'm gonna say no. Y'all know that, right? I don't know you. You wouldn't do that, would you? That's dangerous. You don't know that person. You gotta get to know him first. So, grapefruit blocks all meds. Oh yeah, I actually knew that. It's kind of dangerous. You need to be careful. That's why some people can't eat grapefruit. Matt, we already kind of did that. Went to ACFI, remember? It's different, like, if we hang out a few times and I've known you for a while. I don't get to know someone overnight. Period. There's no way to get to know someone overnight. Can you react to something, please? I reacted to your message. Does that count? But I think about this stuff a lot. You could stream some game like you like with high audiences. Could draw on people while being yourself at the same time. I do this on Twitch. I actually stream games on Twitch. Thing is, if y'all watched my Twitch streams right now, y'all would think I was a different person. Because on Twitch, I'm actually screaming and yelling. But in a comedic sense, not in a I hate everything sense. Although, I've been known to get a little angry when my computer starts to act up. Last night's stream was glitchy, and I got pissed. I really hope this stream is a little more behaved. So, yeah. Twitch is fun. See, Twitch is more of a fun thing. But it is part of my job. We have to accept that it's part of my job. YouTube is more of a, you know, wow, this video made me feel better about myself. I feel less alone in the world. I really like what so-and-so does. One of my favorite YouTubers of all time is Ashens. Ashens is this British bloke. He reviews really odd, quirky stuff, and he puts a psychological spin on it. And I haven't seen a lot of content creators pull that off. It's just him and his hands and his sofa. And that approach is what got him to blow up on YouTube. And he's still doing good after all these years. I fucking love watching his stuff. Like, he always gets, like, quirky electronics and whatnot. I'm like, yes, this is so weird. Keep going. And he doesn't, you know, blow it out of proportion. He doesn't do, you know, visual effects everywhere. It's just him being his authentic self. And that's how he did it. He was himself. Al says, yes, Twitch is fun when it's tame. Oh, see, I kind of like the chaos sometimes, but in moderation. In moderation. Going back to what I was saying earlier, all that chaos, all those things that are happening is a result of y'all pushing buttons that I coded. And it feels cool to see that happen because I'm like, wow, I built all this. And they're pushing all the buttons. And I like to see how stable it is and how far we can go. That's what excites me about it. It's not the, well, you know, it kind of is the timing. Let's be honest, that is part of the fun. But, y'all get what I mean. I think y'all get what I mean. The balance is very important, yes. Much like having a balanced diet, which I need to work on. Let's see. This gremlin don't do tame. I must steal all your megabytes, Al. You better watch it. Sasha says, I believe in you. Be yourself and keep doing the good work on your videos. I love the vids. Thank you, Sasha. I might check him out when your stream is done. Yeah, I watch him, like, to relax. Whenever I'm doing chores, or if I need a laugh, I'll put him on. He's kind of my go-to when I'm really stressed, because he's so funny. He's funny in, like, a dry humor way. Like, you gotta pay attention to what he's saying. He's not for everyone, but he's certainly doing something right if he's as popular as he's become. And he doesn't, like, he doesn't let it get to him. He doesn't do sponsorships or anything like that. He's kind of like me. Like, his content is supported by supporters. He doesn't have big sponsors. It's just him and his sofa and his Patreon. Like, I have a Patreon. My Patreon and y'all are who keep me afloat. Do you use the VTube when you're sweating behind the mask? Yeah. And also because I've been fursuiting for so damn long. And I think the VTuber lets me be a lot more expressive. Like I can make all these weird faces. Watch. See, that's me moving my actual face. I'm not pushing any buttons. Although, if I stick my finger up, I'll do this. I'll look all quizzical. Or, if I do this, I don't remember what this one does. If I move my nose, I can do that. I can stick my tongue out, too. So, that's kind of why I like to use the VTuber. It's easier to manage, and I'm a lot more expressive. I feel very stiff and locked down when I'm in fursuit. Vaxos, I don't really understand what you're saying, dear. This is coming from someone who has intentionally stowed chaos many times. I was rambunctious when I was younger, but I have chilled a bit. Yeah, your stories are hilarious. That time we went mini golfing, and you had the golf club and you kept tapping everything. You would just hit random objects. You had to make sure it was solid. It's that kind of humor. That kind of humor. Sometimes it doesn't need a point. Depth and uniqueness over the shallow. Rise above the stars, right? Is my mic clipping, by the way? I'm noticing that my microphone is acting kind of funny on OBS. Yeah, Lorraine Swanson. I'm never gonna let that go. Hi Ghost, how you doing? Kiddo Dragonfox's Kiddo's wife here. Stormi, did you ever get your haircut done? Yes, I did, and oh my god, it was amazing. They did, like, the whole thing. They gave me a scalp massage and all. I'm just like, can I just sit here another 30 minutes? It was incredible. Oh my god. I want to go back just for that. Rest of this sound fine to me? Oh, that's good. That's good. Just popped in to say, don't feel bad. I'm turning 30 in 2 months. I'm about 5-6 years ahead of you. Let's see. That is a lot of words, Ghost Wolf. Let's see. Hi, Christian Davis. How you doing? How you doing? Gawos says, I'm doing okay. Just got my tax return. I have to do my taxes. I don't get returns. I have to pay in. Because, yay. Self-employment. Yay. I hate doing taxes. I have to print out like 75 papers. And then highlight a bunch of stuff. It's fun. She lied. But yeah. Yeah. I don't really know what else to talk about. I'm not gonna really post updates to Twitter anymore. I think I told you about this. Not really, Ghost Wolf. That's a lot. If that hybrid is what makes you happy, honey, go for it. But I personally wouldn't make a hybrid that complex. That's my opinion. But if that's what makes you happy, you do it, honey. Potatoes and why they are the best. Well, potatoes are the best because when you don't know what to say, just say potato. It's very utilitarian. The potato means everything and nothing. That's why I like that word so much. It's like Socrates. The only true wisdom consists of knowing that you know nothing. Because we like to think we're all smart. But we really aren't as smart as we think. We're only as smart as we think we are. I'm gonna hurt my brain. Twitter's definitely lost cause. Yeah. I stopped posting at Twitter. I'm not logged on anymore. Well, today was like the last time I posted my YouTube link to Twitter. So, and I did that because like I wanted to make sure everyone was off. But yes, we're leaving like Twitter for good. I think I already did for the most part. Blue Sky. That's where all the good shit's happening right now is Blue Sky. Like, Blue Sky doesn't throttle my links. Twitter throttles my links. That's the other thing. So there's really no point in me posting there anymore. Like, if you are like a YouTuber or Twitch streamer, Twitter hates you. Because they want you to post your stuff there and only there. And I think that's dumb. Facebook is just as bad about it. Like, I barely post anything to Facebook anymore. It's just, they've gotten very selfish. And I get it. It's in their right as a business. They don't have to let their stuff go wherever. They want to trap you on their service. And I think that's terrible. Like as a content creator, I want my stuff to go everywhere. Not just locked down to one site. Did we not learn from the old phrase, never put all your eggs in one basket?
Let's pack Amanda's order. Big Papa pickle.
Oh my God!
Big Papa
Get
pickle.
up!
Big Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle. Big Papa
I swear to
pickle.
God.
Big Papa pickle. 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 Big Papa pickle.
Get out!
Big Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle.
I hate
Big Papa
pickles.
pickle. Big Papa pickle.
Not as much as I hate
Big
crabs.
Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle. Big Papa pickle.
Thank you for your order, Kiddo Dragon Fox. Thank you so much for the $3.13 super chat. Figured I'd make a big deal out of something. Wow. I swear. Kiddo, thank you so much again for the $3.13 super chat. Harley says, I need to get up set up on Blue Sky. I haven't been doing much of anything outside of Telegram. Hey, a lot of people went to Telegram. Nothing wrong with that. I have a Telegram channel, but it's for announcements. So that's what I use for, like, you know, posting updates too. I have a Telegram channel. Let's see. You hate crabs? Well, I have a fear of crabs. When I was really young, I got chased by a bunch of crabs on the beach, and I was crying and screaming. That really is where it all started. And I've had nightmares ever since that happened. Crabs are fast, y'all. And they pinch and they hurt. And that's why I'm scared of crabs. Twitter's an egregious bot and hate problem. Yeah. And they you get paid for doing that stuff. It's I liked it when the internet was smaller. Hot take, maybe. Tara, thank you so much for the resub. Member of the Spud Squad for 8 months. Hey, Stormi, I just got home and I'm tending to my burns. How are you doing tonight? I'm a little tired, a little groggy, but hanging in there. How you doing, dear? Let's see. Ryan says, my Firefox tab crashed again for my last message. This is the part of Chrome that I miss. But I don't really use Chrome anymore. I moved exclusively to Firefox. I wish I could move to Linux. What do y'all think of Windows 11? I'm not a big fan of all the forced nonsense. I used to try and catch those all the time. You need to stop. All y'all need to stop. Have you considered conquering your fear by eating crabs? Goodness, no. I don't like fish and whatnot in general. I hate shrimp. Shrimp just tastes like salty peppermint. Maybe my taste buds are broken. Let's see. I left Twitter almost a year ago. Yeah, I do know that when the last couple times I posted on there, I have like basically no reach. And somehow, I ain't judging, but somehow there's still a furry community on there, and it blows my mind. I'm like, do we just... I feel like I live in a different planet sometimes. I feel like I live in a different planet. The only thing keeping me on Windows is Flight Simulator. I prefer doing my actual work on Linux. I'd just like to interject for a moment. What you're referring to, Linux, is actually... Well, I thought I knew the rest, but I guess I don't. That was really bad. I'm sorry. I'll leave. I'll go away. Yeah, it just seems like Twitter kind of turned into this place. I mean, before everything happened, it was still kind of a rough place, but it went from a dumpster fire to the very depths of hell. And you could avoid that dumpster fire in the past, but now it's just one big dumpster fire. Oh, Ghost Wolf, that's cool. That's cool. Have you ever considered eating crabs? Turns you into... What? That's not true. What about Instagram? Instagram feels really fake. I feel like you have to post on Instagram all the time to really keep things up, and it's exhausting. I would almost rather not. And their AI garbage is just... It's like really in your face at this point. It kind of feels like we lost the old internet. The old internet was, it was very Wild West, but you could do whatever you wanted. And your stuff didn't get throttled or limited. you could say you didn't have to like censor words and whatnot. And I kind of miss that sometimes. Oh, Ryan, I believe it. They're bankrupt as all hell. So Blue Sky kind of feels like the old internet, and that's why I like it. The audience there is also older, so I actually understand what they're saying. So, Don't clip that. Oh my god. The old internet was great, yeah. Pre-Web 3.0 was a good time. Ryan says, plus Blue Sky has features that work. They do. It's not perfect, but it's definitely the best that we have right now. Ghost, it's just me. I don't really think about it that much anymore. I've almost 4 years now. I don't really think about it. I just go about my day, you know? I just take my medication, just go about my day. Let's see. I don't even have a Twitter account. I only stick to YouTube and Google for online accounts. The best internet was the height of the Newgrounds era. Oh my god. Okay, Skylar, do you remember those really weird furry animations on there? There was one where this bull was trying to set up an NES and trying to hook it up to a TV, and it was so weird. It was so bizarre. I still distinctly recall that. And it was like really well animated. That was one of my earliest introductions to furry animation, like authentic furry animation. And I think those were that was like late 2000s. But some of it really was random, like I poke fun at TikTok humor, but yes, we were random back then too. The thing is, I understand that humor. I don't understand modern random humor. Got my Sonic Origins collection today. Nice! My first ever Sonic the Hedgehog game. You don't know what a Blue Sky is? You should look into it. Anyway, Baxos, you must be new here. I used to burp a hell of a lot more than that. How did the internet for my wife and I was AOL. That's where we met. That's adorable! That is so adorable! Oh my god! That's so cute. I think I remember you as an AOL 5 or 6.0. Or was it 7? I don't remember. It's been so long. It was like 2001 is when I was, or no, 2000. 2000 was when I had AOL. And we had dial-up internet. Oh, that was fun. And if my grandma wanted to order pizza, she'd yell at me to get off the internet. Get off the computer or something. What's AOL? Y'all, my hair just suddenly turned gray. Am I okay? Y'all, my hair is turning gray right now. Am I in trouble? Someone please explain. Why is my hair suddenly turning gray? I'm really scared. What's happening? Kiddo, what's going on? Maybe you have experience in this department. Y'all, I need to go. I need my yellow pages. I'm gonna call my therapist. Where did I put the phone? Dang it. I guess the cat chewed the cord up again. I need to get off the internet, y'all. I need to call my therapist. I really am old. Fuck, this hurts. We found someone that doesn't know what AOL is. We really are old. AOL, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Remember when we got all those discs in the mail and we turned them into coasters? We used to like get AOL CDs in the mail all the time. All the time. Like, I had DSL but not AOL. Remember Blockbuster? Yeah? The smell of Blockbuster. That scent hits different, y'all. I had dial-up area years. I was beyond happy when I got high-speed broadband. I think I first got broadband in high school, and it was a piece of shit. It didn't work right half the time because the lines in my area are so old. So, like, when I first got broadband internet, it was fast, but half the time it just didn't work. And then I went back to dial-up because I couldn't afford it. And then I got broadband again, and it still sucked. I didn't really have stable, fast internet until we switched to cable. And that was like almost 2010-ish. Less than 3, you love me, typing out my fantasy. Meet me here on IRC, LOL. I remember that song! It's so old! That was a Flash animation. That and Deadbeat Boyfriend was the other one we watched. Don't let old age stop from becoming a furry. You're right. I miss being able to ruin my sister's computer time. You little shit. Yo, we were such gremlins. Like, yeah, social media kind of existed back then. MySpace was like the first form of real social media. And that really came about when I was in high school. Oh. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. That really came about when I was in high school. And, you know, this was like, okay, let's take Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, whatever. What's one thing they all have in common? It may not seem obvious, but I'll let y'all think. Every page looks the same. They're all the same colors. Everything is uniform. Your MySpace page was whatever you made it. It was always different colors, glitter art, embedded MP3s. Every page looked different. And sometimes you get unlucky and a page would like lock up your computer because there'd be so much stuff going on. And you could like truly make it yours. You can't do that anymore. Everything has to be uniform and boring. But back then you could program your own page. You can't do that now. You can't do that. I really think Blue Sky should open up to that. I seriously doubt they'll let us add our own CSS. But it would be nice if they let us at least, you know, pick our own color themes and whatnot. I think that would be cool. So, I don't know. Hot take, maybe? Sort of? Is this stream about being gray muzzle? It was, but now we're just sort of talking about, you know, millennial things in general. I'm not quite close to that point yet, but I want to stay furry well into my 70s. I want to be furry grandma. I mean, if you want to, go for it. There's also Space Hay. I tried that. I think like 75% of the user base there is Gen Alpha. And then I left. I thought it'd be a nice little place to connect with other millennials and found out it wasn't. And then I dipped. It was very sad. So, Stump says, my friends bugged me to make a MySpace page. So I made one for the lab in his living room. Best part was it had more friends. Damn! That's awesome. Customization would be great, but some of the old custom web designs were not exactly accessible. It was a different time. You're right. You know, like, you know, on-screen readers and whatnot. The technology has improved a lot. And I think with that in mind, a modern on-screen reader would be able to handle that. We're talking about Roblox now. Yo, I look at Roblox and I'm like, this is for kids, isn't it? I want nothing to do with that. I remember I used to avoid Minecraft because when I was younger, I was really put off by the aesthetics, not the actual gameplay. I had a lot of two-dimensional thinking when I was younger. I'm like, why does everything have to look like an ugly block? I don't like that. But now when I look at it, I get it. I get why it's fun. You get to build your own worlds and stuff. I'm like, less about the appearance, more about building your own things. So, yeah. Never heard of MySpace either. Oh, my hair ain't gray anymore. It's actually falling out. Y'all, why is my hair falling out? Someone please explain. Why is my back hurting all of a sudden? What the? Y'all, what's going on? When did I get so old, y'all? When did I get so old? Yeah, Minecraft is boring. Plus, it costs money. Everything does. That's part of life. Hair transplant. Blap, I miss you. I miss you. We're complaining about being old. Someone asked what MySpace is. I never heard of MySpace. What was it like? It was basically first generation social media. I think actually it kind of came out around the same time YouTube did. They were very close. They were very, very close in terms of release dates. But it was basically first generation social media. Mainstream social media, I mean. Social media existed pre-MySpace, but that was mostly chat rooms and message boards. And GeoCities pages, if you want to go that far. But MySpace was basically like, modern day Facebook. Back then, it was like, you had your top 8 friends, and this is where favoritism starts to come into play. If you fucked around too much, you'd get into fights. You'd be like, oh, so I'm not one of your top 8 friends anymore? That was a real thing. Like, it actually happened. That turned into so much drama back then. It was really funny, though, in hindsight. So, what I used to do... Of course, MySpace is gone now, but what I used to do... I would complain about being ignored. I'm like, fine, don't fucking talk to me. All I want is a fucking answer. I don't remember what I was complaining about, but I felt ignored. And I was told I was airing my dirty laundry. Yeah, I wasn't really smart back then. So it was basically just, what's Facebook is today. Except back then, people weren't fighting as much. I mean, they were, but it was over really stupid stuff. Not like life-threatening stuff today. You know what I mean? It was mostly people just posting pictures of themselves. What's going on in their life. Talking about their favorite things. That's what MySpace was back then. Whoever had the weirdest looking page and whatnot. Yeah, MySpace was created in 2003, Facebook in 2004. So, okay, they weren't that far apart. So, Facebook literally started as like sort of like a... You actually had to have like a school ID or like a college ID to sign up on Facebook when it came out. I think. You needed to have like a university email address to sign up with Facebook at the beginning. And now, Facebook is for boomers, basically. Kind of interesting how that turned out. 20 years later, it's boomer book. Who would have thought that would happen? I thought airing dirty laundry was when you hung your undies out to dry where everyone could see you. Oh, foot. This is why we're friends. Facebook was to MySpace what Google was to Yahoo. Basically took the idea, repackaged it, and replaced it. When I first learned about Facebook, I'm like, this is lame. Because, like, you couldn't customize it. It felt so locked down and, vanilla. Everything was like the same color. I'm like, this is dumb. And then MySpace got sold. And I was really upset that day. Yeah. That was the thing. That was the thing that happened. Hi, Shockster. How you doing? Shockster is a blue, green, and orange lightning controlling tiger. Hey, who's on my Twitch page? And why is it Matt? Or Sparky? It's either Matt or Sparky doing that. But yeah, I think about this stuff all the time. Getting old sucks, but for me, it's not back pain. It's not, you know, feeling like my body's falling apart. It's feeling like, you know, I don't fit in. That's the painful bit. Because if I go to a furry convention right now, everyone's partying, and I go there and I just don't fit in because everyone's shit-faced, and I don't really drink that much. So it's just, yeah, drinking culture is a very big thing at cons. And I'm not really into it. And the thing is, I try to get into it, but I am what we in the trade call a lightweight. I can't drink that much. It's just impossible for me. I'm not mad at Tom. He cashed out and disappeared to go live his best life. At least he did that. At least he did that, and he didn't assert dominance like Mark Zuckerberg. Kiddo Dragon Fox, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Kiddo says, Kiddo's wife here. If a three-legged canoe flew into your backyard, how many flapjacks would it take to cover an umbrella? 12, because there are no bones in ice cream. But did you know that pancakes could crystal my DDR5 to the fursuit hairbrush and then fart knocks? Bet you didn't know that. Why does my finger keep going up to my mouth all Dr. Evil style? 1 million potatoes. Kiddo, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. My birthday is March 20th. Y'all, this is why I'm on Twitch. Anyway, do not give out your age. I'm trying to be nice. Do not give out your age. There are terrible, awful people on the internet. Do not give out your age. Please and thank you. Calm down. Okay, I'm okay. Sharks with frickin' lasers on their heads. Is that so much to ask? It has been a great honor being here, but I gotta go. I got you, dear. I got you. Yeah, so... I'm not trying to be mean, but please don't give out your age. This is the part where I complain about it not being taught in school anymore, but the odds are probably not. It's probably not. Meanwhile, when I was in school, they drilled that shit into my head. Like, you better not do that. They used to say stuff like, should you put a floppy disk in a computer that you found on the floor? No. You know why? It could have a virus on it. You should do that with flash drives too. That's also why you don't get used hard drives. You don't know what's on there. So, all senior citizens need life alert. Coming up next on ABC. These days you have to tell that sort of thing to old folks too. It's like millennials were like the, I don't know if the word's vestige, but like, we are like the cross between pre-internet and post-internet era. We're that odd generation that knows how to work on computers because we had to know how to do that. We had to know how to do that. Well, Ghost, how do I know you're doing that? This is some Crash Bandicoot music. It sounds like it. So, like, you had to know how to do that back then. It wasn't because, oh, you're a nerd. You had to be a nerd if you wanted to use a computer back then, because you were lucky if the game started right away. Most of the time, it didn't start right away. Most of the time, you'd have to go dig into the configuration files with Notepad, change the 1 to a 0 and one other line, maybe add -no HMD. You have to do that with Spyro the Dragon on Steam, by the way, if you have a headset. Otherwise, the game will start in VR. So you have to know how to do all that stuff back then. Nowadays, smartphones, well, they're smart. They do everything. There's nothing to configure, especially on Apple devices. Now, computers, it's gotten a lot easier too, but sometimes I still have problems. As y'all been hearing with this new build, I'm still having problems with it. Oh my god, Skylar. First computer I used required a boot disk. 486 noises. What, do you mean the prince in Africa doesn't want to give me money? Scams have always been a thing, but the internet has definitely made it a lot worse. Oh, I remember those. The ones that you would get in your Yahoo mail back in the day. Oh my god. Chain letters and whatnot. Those were a thing. Okay. I am the nerdy kid like Mandark from Polar Express. Ha ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Well, gee, Matthew, you seem to know a whole lot about this subject. What was the other thing I was gonna say? There was that one dude from Are You Afraid of the Dark in the 90s. He once said, the only thing scary about computers are the people that use them. The only thing scary about computers are the people that use them. In the 90s, that was like a normally shared sentiment with most people. Because nerds! It was such a stereotype. It was such a stereotype back then. And nowadays, everyone has used one. Why are floppy disks not actually floppy? Well, actually they are. You just have to go to the generation before them. See, the floppy disks that you are familiar with are 3.5 inch. The ones that are made of plastic. Well, hard plastic. Floppy disks used to be floppy, as Skylar said. And they were much bigger. And they were thinner. And basically they function like a piece of paper. Like, you could like use it as a fan to cool yourself off if you really wanted to. So that's why they're called floppy disks. Or as some people now call floppy disk the save icon. And then you show up with the floppy disk and you're like, whoa, you have a real life save icon. You must have got that from AliExpress. Or did you 3D print it? Then you proceed to blow their mind by inserting it into a computer. We're old. See, I might kind of be mean about this, but we're just old. So, I missed Word Muncher and Oregon Trail, but I don't miss 40-pound monitors. I miss 40-pound monitors, the Trinitrons. Those were good shit. Oregon Trail. I used to play that back in the day. They 3D printed the save icon. The save icon. The C in C drive does not stand for computer. You're right. But I would like to know. Oh, wait. I know why they went with C. Don't answer this. I'm gonna try to answer this by myself. I believe the reason the C drive is called C was because the first computers had 1 or 2 drives that were not hard drives but floppy drives, A and B. I distinctly recall B being a floppy drive thing. And then C drive would be your hard drive. It's not C there for a computer. Was I right? I just figured that out by myself. I'm being big brain, y'all. My 4 hours of sleep having ass is having a big brain moment. And then D drive, which somehow coincides with disk because CD, would usually be the CD drive, because that came after the hard drive, as far as being commonly in computers anyway. An E drive ended up being that secondary hard drive partition, or optical drive, or flash drive. So I actually have a G drive. It's my M2. Yeah. Floppy disks were the perfect weight and size for chucking them like a ninja star. Not that I ever did. I believe that stuff. The games I play use so much storage, I have to have 4 terabyte hard drive connected to my computer at all times. Ghost Wolf, you make a good point. Games are so big now for no reason. They could actually make these games smaller, but optimization isn't a priority anymore. And it really sucks, because it's all about that bottom line, get the game out as fast as inhumanly possible. Optimization be damned. And all those 4K textures, some of which probably aren't optimized or compressed, so you end up having a game that's over 100 gigabytes. Thank God gigabit internet exists, otherwise we'd be in deep trouble. But I think about that stuff a lot. Most of the games that I play are under 100 gigs, thank God. So I feel like some of them are pushing a little too hard. I'm gonna be a YouTuber and a game developer. Oh, let's talk about that actually. Game development. That's always a popular course to take nowadays. And it's actually really easy to make games now. There's so many guides on how to open Unity and throw something together. I've thought about doing it. It's just I have no more time to expend. I'm always tired. I'm always busy with what I'm doing right now. Yeah, but this stuff runs at 5 frames per second and has good graphics, bruh. There was that trend in the 90s where it was all about the bits, all about the graphics. Meanwhile, I'll sit here and play indie games that I paid $5 for that will run on a potato for hours. Stormi Folf Adventures win? Yeah, you got it. I would turn it into a collectathon with wall jumping, maybe some Undertale / Deltarune mechanics. I'm not entirely sure what I would do. There'd definitely be some rhythm game challenges in it, though. I would definitely do that. Indie Go Park. Haha, funny joke. Oh, Ryan says, remember with the... Hold on, I'm thirsty. Anyone remember the era of HD games where the graphics were predominantly brown color? Yes. Call of Duty, or as I call it, Call of Duty. It's not like that anymore, but I really hated that. The brown, gritty, first-person shooter aesthetic. I was so put off by it. This was back when I really, really liked really colorful games. And I hated how, like, first-person shooters were, like, the mainstream thing. They still kind of are. Because it's just, they're easy to make, easy to pick up. The Bit Wars. Have you ever played Hollow Knight? No, but I want to. Stormy Tale. I always thought about branching into game development, but it involves some different concepts than the data science pedigree I have. Video idea. What it was like being a kid in the 90s. I'd like to talk to some 90s furries, like, who, like, partook in furry culture in the 90s. I find it fascinating. Like, talk to actual gray muzzles. God, I never liked the FPS genre. I was a die-hard Mario Nintendo kid. You and me both, Harley Pupper. You and me both. Call of Duty. Hollow Knight is so good. Been waiting for 6 years for the sequel, though. The last hardcore platformer, not really hardcore, but like mainstream platform I've been playing, was Ratchet & Clank. The newest Ratchet & Clank. And I don't want to finish it, so I keep grinding on the same stages over and over again. Because I don't want to finish it. Because I'm sad it's over. I'm at the end of the game. It's a lot of fun. I might play it again on Twitch. I've been playing it off stream just to see what it's like, but I might play it on Twitch with y'all someday. It's a beautiful game. It's a lot of fun. It offers an authentic challenge. It's not brutally difficult either. I'm not even going to college. I'm going to be a YouTuber and a game developer. I'm just going to be this. I want to be that creator people can go to when they just want to feel like, you know, they're not so alone in their thoughts. That's what I want to be. Be that storyteller. I like to think I'm a pretty good storyteller. I feel like it's just something you become good at when you get older. Can't really explain it. Rag, I miss your face. Get your ass back here. Al says that was our best album. It's the athletic theme from Super Mario World 2. Yoshi's Island. It is. It's a remix of it. I didn't start my furriness till I was older, but I do remember much of the 90s content in media. RPGs are my games now. Let's see, story time contents? Yes. I wanna do that. Since we're this late in the stream, I guess we can talk about it. I was going to release my Why I'm Afraid of Flying vid, but due to current events, I've put a pause on it. Very unfortunate coinciding events that I'm not going to talk about. So I'm going to hold off on that for a little bit. But the good news is I already finished another script. It's called Am I Still a Furry? But because I think it's something a lot of us can relate to after we spend a long time in the fandom. And if we can't now, we might later. How long can you play game 4 on end? What? 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 I'm confused. Yeah, Ryan, it's just shitty time right now. That's why I try to just do what makes me happy. And I don't really talk about that stuff because I'm tired of hearing about it every 5 seconds. That's why I don't really talk about it on here. I think the internet's busy enough with people talking about it. And I'd rather be that person people can go to when they want to escape. It's not we shouldn't live in it. We shouldn't live in ignorance, but we shouldn't, quote unquote, drown in that mess. We shouldn't. It's not good for one's well-being. Doom scrolling, so to speak. I used to be really, really bad about that. I'm trying to not really do that much anymore. There's being informed and then letting it take over your life. So that's my take. Kristen says I'm eating cereal. What kind of cereal? I'm done with the madness too. I stopped trying for a new Pokemon card set. It no longer exists now. Hey, you already got some good Pokemon cards. How long can you play games without stopping? You asking me really random questions, dear. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on how much I like it. Could be 5 minutes, could be 5 hours, You drew your first profile picture. Congratulations. That's awesome. True, we don't have infinite shits to give, so give wisely. That's what the prune juice is for. That was a bad joke, I'm sorry. The new Eevee-themed set story. Jesus. I'm really tired, y'all. Feeling kind of lightheaded. I slept for 4 hours. And I feel kind of at peace now after I talked to y'all about all this. Crappy joke? Yeah, just a little bit. Anyway. I am old. Did y'all know that I'm old? I know, right? That's crazy. Me old? Hey, we all get old someday. Young Stormi right now probably would have passed out because I just had less energy back then. That's the really weird part of this whole saga. I feel like as I got older, I've learned how to manage my energy a lot better. But at the same time, I feel more exhausted than ever because I have 1,000,001 responsibilities to take up. So, yeah. Like, if I go back and watch one of my old streams right now, I'd probably cry. Because I just see a lot of old friends that aren't around anymore. And let's be real, I had a larger audience back then. Average stream back then, 130 people, 120, 110. It was a good time. It was a good time and it was always fun. And I was so hyper-focused on the furry fandom back then. But now, I'm hyper-focused on new things. New journeys, new tales. New all the things. Nah, I doubt my Twitch will ever get that big. I don't think it's possible. I think I'm too old. Well, not too old. Maybe too different. I try not to think about it too much because it does upset me a little bit, but I'm not going to think about it too much. Anyway, y'all, I'm really tired. I'm going to call the stream here. It's been 2.5 hours. I need to go to the bathroom. If y'all do Twitch, I will be streaming on Twitch tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to play, but we'll find something to do. We'll find something to do. Anyway, thank you, Christian. Thank y'all so much for all the support. I can't thank y'all enough. Y'all keep food on the table. Y'all keep me going. Y'all make me not want to quit. You know? Stump, you sweetheart. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Enjoy the stream, Stormi. Have a good one and stay awesome. No, you. No, you. You stay awesome. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat, sweetheart. But I will catch y'all later. I don't know how we're gonna do this new vid. I may not go too hard on the VFX in this video because I want to get it out for y'all. I think the script is gonna carry this video more than anything else. So we're probably not gonna go too hard with VFX because I think the point is to just get it out. Get the story out. It'll be a lot of what I said tonight, but more polished, more condensed. So, anyway, thank y'all so much for all the support. And I will catch y'all later. And if y'all are on Twitch, come watch me. I'll be streaming tomorrow at 7 p.m. Central on Twitch tomorrow. Y'all take care. Stay safe. And I will see y'all later. Bye.